Hello, this is Denise with Ladybug Stampin'. Welcome to another video tutorial. Look at this basket of scrap pieces of cardstock that I have. I have pieces running from little bitty pieces, they're underneath here, to big pieces where I've just needed half a sheet that I need to sort. Now what I do usually is I sort these out and I put them in a book with their color, and I do it by family, by color family. However, I was trying to think of a way that I could have less of this and get more cardstock for my money, because what happens is I tend to forget about these pieces and I move on and have a new sheet, or it's not big enough and I end up getting another sheet, and then I have more sheets, and then it becomes something like this right here. So while I was gone out of town, my husband always goes to bed early, so I look for things to do when we're in the motel room while he's sleeping at 7:30 at night, because he likes to go to bed early. He also gets up early, but I don't go to bed so early. So I took some grid paper. I did, because I thought I'd make some card designs and different things. But what I ended up doing is I came up with a formula to use for our 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock. And what I did was I just took the formula, I played with this for a little while, and finally came up, what did I really want to get out of my sheet? So I looked up some mat sizes that I could cut for mats and different things and use for pieces of cardstock if I needed to stamp something or punch or die cut. And so I came up, I found a site, actually it was on Pinterest, and I found these 5 traditional mat sizes. So I put it on here, I played with it again, I just came up, and this is what I came up with it. So I had the 4 different 5 mat pieces. I do have 2 pieces of scrap, but we will use those. You can use those, and then two other pieces that I call mats as well, for sentiments and different things like that. So let's get started. I want to show you how I cut this. So I'm gonna put this right here so I can follow it, because if I don't have it in front of me, I will mess up, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to take, again, we're just going to take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to start with the 8.5, the short side, up against on our Stampin' Up trimmer. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our first cut at 4 inches. So this is 4 inches, and now this becomes 4.5 inches. So we're going to put this aside for right now. We're going to work with the 4-inch piece, and we're going to turn it around, and we're going to make our first cut on this piece at 5 1/4. And we'll just put that right here, and then we're going to move it back, move it up again, and we're going to cut at 5 inches. Then we have these 2 pieces. So we have this piece here, so I'm just going to put this down here. Then we're going to turn this around so the 4-inch side is back at the top of the trimmer. And we're going to trim this to 3 3/4. So now we have this little piece and this piece, this mat piece. So I will show this all laid out when we get done. Then we're going to take, oops, I can't get a hold of it. We're going to take our 4.5 by 11 piece. We're going to lay it on the trimmer. We're going to turn it again this way, so the long side is at the top, and we're going to make our first cut at 3 1/4. Now remember, this way right here is still 4.5 inches. So we're going to make this at 3 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to cut it at 4 3/4. This piece we're going to set to the side for just a second. We're going to take this and we're going to turn this piece around so that now we have our 4.5 up at the top of the trimmer, and we're going to trim this down to 3 1/2. So then we have 2 more pieces. We'll put these over here, and then we're going to take this basically is 3 inches. This is the remainder, which is 3 inches, and then we're going to turn it around on the 4.5 inch side, and we're going to trim this to 4 1/4. And then again we have 2, whoops, got done in my track. So we have 2 small pieces. Okay, so now I'm gonna move my trimmer. And I'm gonna lay this out so you can see it on with the cardstock. So, and then I'll go over the sizes one more time. Put this little piece here. I've got it at my lens as far as it will go. So I'm gonna try to, maybe I can lift these up a little bit to show you. I'm trying to show you some white space to kind of show you how it cut. Okay, so now what we have is we have these 5 traditional pieces. We have 5 1/4 by 4. We have 5 by 3 3/4. We have 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and then we have 3 by 4, 3 by 4 1/4. And if once I line them up, I'm going to take these small pieces and I'm just going to move them down here for a second. So if you see all these sizes together, you will see, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? That they all they're like stair steps, large to smallest. And then we have these pieces down here that you can still use. You can use these for different kind of things. Now I'm going to take a different piece from another cut so I can show you. This is Peekaboo Peach, and I think this is soft suede. So this piece right here, what you can do is, if it's this piece, I think it's this piece, yes. So you can take the 5 3 3/4, because that's what this is 3 3/4. Is it? Oh. You can take this and use as a divider between, let me move this right here, as a divider between DSP and then just the cardstock, and then of course you can stamp your sentiment down here. You can have 2 pieces of DSP on this and then just have the divider. It's however you'd like to do it. And then you can always, of course, trim these pieces off at the end if you need to. So that's this piece right here. Then on this piece right here, I'm trying to find the piece I have over here that's the small. You can use this the same way. You can use it on this piece right here and go in a landscape. What is this? Landscape? No, landscape's the other way. And use it as a divider as well. So you can still use this piece right here, which is right here. Or you can use it and stack them up like this on a card, and you can stack them, and then you have like 2 pieces of cardstock stacked up. Okay, these pieces right here you can use again as mats. Let me find. I got some cuts here, so you can use this again as you can put your color down like this. Let's see if this matches this one, or maybe it matches this one here, something like that. Actually, let's take the big one. And you could put the, oh, it fits that one right there, Denise. There you go. Okay, because it is the same. It is 4 inches, which is our card mat, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And you can use this as a divider. You can use this as a mat with some Whisper White or Very Vanilla or a different color, a light color on there, and you can stamp on it. You can stamp a sentiment on there, or you can stamp a border on there and still be able to use it. Same way with this piece. You can do the same exact thing. Now, also, since I do have some dies already cut out from another video, on our popcorn, I just had, because this is one I had from earlier, on our dies, we have this one that is in the die set. You can take this and use it, and then look, you've already got your piece of cardstock that you need. It's perfect, almost the right size, and then you can cut it, use your piece. You can save this and use the negative, of course, put something behind it, or you can throw the remainder and put it in the trash can. You can also take this piece, you can put it on here and die cut that, and that still leaves you some more. If you need 2 of them, you'll have that. Some of these won't fit. Of course, you're going to have some that don't fit, some dies, but that's okay. That would barely fit, but you have to get that really on there even. But all these different dies. So this one would fit on here. This one would fit on here. And then if you wanted something to edge, you could actually use this, run it through the die cut, and then you can edge your paper right here. So now there is Connie Stewart. If you're not familiar with Connie Stewart, please look her up. She has a system called Flashcards and Flashcards 2.0, and their size is like this and a little bit bigger. But I wanted more of the matte size because I tend to matte my cards a lot more, and so I wanted something that was more that style. So I still have extra pieces, and of course I can always use our small piece to stamp on. Or die cut. If I have, you know, die cut that fits these, I can use it to cut, and I've already got the piece that I'm not wasting the rest of my cardstock. And then what I've done, or will do, I haven't completely finished it yet, is I will take these and use a bag, one of our cellophane bags that we have, and I will store them by color, by size, in their own little bag, and then I will label this either with my label maker, or with, you know, you could do it with a black marker, ink marker, and then store them. You can store them by size, or you can store them by color. I probably will do mine by color and then by size. I'm not sure yet at this point, but I have to figure all that out yet. I haven't done that part yet, but when I do, I will show you guys how I have those storage. So basically, this is helping me, as a friend told me, to work smarter instead of harder, and this is what I came up with when she told me that. So now I can just pull the piece out that I need. It's already cut, and I'm ready to go. Now, of course, some of our dies will not fit this. As you can see, this popcorn die, if I take the largest piece, will not fit on this piece of cardstock, but that's okay because I still have larger pieces of 8.5 by 11 that are still, you know, available for me to use. And this is what I have cut so far. These are from a couple of, I've tried to do this video twice. So this is what I've got cut so far, and these are my different sizes. Now, once I get these all cut, I'll store them, you know, I probably do in colors by in colors instead of doing it individual, because I don't always buy a whole lot of that paper, that cardstock. It just depends on how much I use of the particular color. So I'll probably store all my in colors together. And then the other, our basic colors, I will store them separately. Look how those stack up. Isn't that cute? Kind of gives me a card idea. Okay. So I've also, since I've shown you that, I will show you that I've also cut some cardstock into 4 1/4 by 11. These are traditional card bases, A4 card sizes for us. And then all I have to do is pull this out, fold it over, and I have that. And then of course I have then I have it cut at this size, where I cut at the 5.5 inch, and then this is 8.5. And then of course I can just fold this over. Or I can, if I have a big die cut, I can always use this, pull this out and die cut what I need, because this will actually fit my die cut, this big die cut here. And then I can always cut that off, trim it off to what I need, and put that in a folder by itself. And then I'll have less waste. So I'll have more value for my money and less scraps. So if you guys would like, if you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up. I will leave this I will put this on my blog for you guys to have and for you to download as a PDF. That way you can have it at all times, and then and use it. So thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys need any supplies that you've seen in this video today, please let me know by stopping at my online store. The link is below, or by leaving me a message or sending me an email. Thank you again, and have a great day.